Hi, I'm Julian Taylor from AllAboutBikes, and we're here at the Pittsburgh International Raceway, formerly known as Beaver Run. Now this circuit was bought by a company to invest and develop a little while ago, and they're going to actually be adding a south side to the circuit over the next few years. So it will expand to probably twice the size as they develop, and we're going to enjoy it because this is our home circuit. The reason that we're here today is to bring along the AllAboutBikes 999 Ducati. It's actually been tuned over the winter by a gentleman called Frank Shockley from Fast Frank Racing. Now you might know Fast Frank Shockley as being a gentleman that works on the team for Jake Zemke in the Daytona Sport Bike program. Well, we asked him to actually work on this machine and reduce some of the weight over the course of the winter, so that when we came here to test this, we could actually feel a major difference in the handling as well as the delivery of the power. And let's talk about it and find out what he's basically done. So the first thing that Frank did was reduce the weight of this machine. We put a Yoyodyne slipper clutch onto this machine as well, which helps with the weight, and then also Frank milled out the clutch cover, so you can actually see the slipper clutch, which 1 looks beautiful, 2 sounds beautiful, and 3 actually really helps the performance of this machine when it comes to burying it into a corner. And you'll see from the overall weight, it was 410 or so pounds to start with, stock, and now it's down to 393, just with those 2 small differences. So we installed a Dynojet power commander to the 999 that Frank's been working with. He took initially a straight set forward mapping program and then started to work with the engine fitting to that mapping ECU. We personally will then work with him now to try and increase the top end power, increase the mid-range punch, even though I have found a huge difference in the middle of the middle of the rev range of this machine already, and I've only had it out on the track for about 10 laps. So one of the most impressive parts to any motorcycle that you can add as an aftermarket are the wheels. If you can reduce the amount of static weight in the motorcycle, you're going to get more power, you're going to find it much more flickable, and obviously the original wheels on a Ducati are a little bit heavier. We've actually put on these Brock Performance BST carbon fiber wheels. They look beautiful. The BST bearings work extremely well. They're so light, extremely strong, but in the long run it's how gorgeous they are. They really are a beautiful set of wheels. They're not necessarily that cheap. You know, $2,500 for a pair of wheels puts them outside the wheelhouse of some original track day enthusiasts, but hey, it's worth the try at the end of the day. So here we are, Brock Performance BST wheels. So inside these carbon fiber wheels are ceramic worldwide bearings, and the weight reduction has been phenomenal. There is really no weight at all to these unbelievable wheels. Now anybody that's ever been involved with a Ducati 999 that came straight out of a retail outlet is going to know about the exhaust system. They are horrendously heavy. The other thing as well is that with a catalytic converter, the actual engine itself is strangled. So we put an Akrapovic 4-2 exhaust system on this. Frank then tuned the Dynojet to fit to the actual exhaust, and the difference was phenomenal as well. Now the other benefit of an Akrapovic system like the one that we put onto this machine is the sound. Literally anybody that stands next to the track will hear me coming from miles away, but it's breathing so smoothly all the time that I know when I open that throttle it's going to pull out of a corner with the 129 horses that we've got now and the weight being 393 pounds a lot quicker than it ever used to. So we also put onto the bike some Gold Friend sintered competition only brake pads. They're actually the GP6 model, and I have to say, as soon as I came straight into that first corner, touched that brake, I could really feel it pull very quickly. Now they're soldered onto the copper material so that there's no break in the actual connection between the solder and the copper. And it allows the heat also to build up immensely in these pads without them deteriorating. But you can really feel the difference in the front end of this machine. I don't tend to use the back a great deal at all, but the front, it bit very, very quickly indeed. So we're going to leave these brake pads on the bike over the course of the rest of the season, see what the longevity is like for them and how long it takes before we get some brake fade. So we're running down the final straight now to get this Ducati 999 ready for the 2013 season. One of the other final parts that we had a few issues with last year was the front brakes. So we put Vesra brake pads into the Brembo brake calipers, and the guys at Sport Bike Track Gear have been wonderful to supply us with some brand spanking new rotors for the 999. So we've put those in place, and we're really hoping to get ourselves some serious stopping power this year when we get this bike out in the next week or so. Let's get it on the track and see how we can get our lap times. Julian Taylor, All About Bikes. Enjoy.